And welcome to Combat Sports Breakdown. Let's get it. All right, so I'm here with my co-host, Alex, this time. Cole, almost made it. Almost had all three of us this week, but don't quite got us. So what's up, Alex? Welcome to the podcast.
Appreciate you, brother. How everybody doing?
All right, man. So let's get into this UFC 261 card. So we're only gonna go over the actual pay-per-view, the main card. The prelims we'll cover in another episode. Just want to stick to the main card this episode. Hopefully you guys like the new audio quality. Got a new setup going. Got it all dialed in officially. I want to say appreciate you, Cuzzo, for everything. Thanks for helping out. Alex, what do you think about the first fight? We had Alex Smith going against Jimmy Crute. That's who it was. It was Alex Lionheart Smith versus Jimmy Crute, who I honestly expected Jimmy Crute to come out a lot better. He was a 12-1 prospect coming into this, and I still have high hopes for the kid in the UFC, but this fight really didn't go well for him. Alex Smith went to the early attack on the leg, and he ended up hitting that same nerve that Sean O'Malley got clipped with in that Cheeto Vera fight. And the doctor asked him to walk on it in between rounds and saw him stumbling around and called the fight. So, yeah, I don't know that I've honestly seen one of those. Have you ever seen a fight stop like that?
Never, bro. It was like literally the exact nerve. So, Sean O'Malley, you said it takes like 1 million people and then one person gets hit. Your theory got fucked.
Yeah, I think it just takes a real direct shot, and Lionheart Smith is just a really, really well-seasoned veteran. He was ready to come back. He's been real eager to get back in the win column. This is 2 in a row now, so.
Isn't he the one that got knocked out by Teixeira or whatever? Glover
Teixeira, yeah, he did. He actually, I don't know if it was a knockout or a doctor stoppage or what it was, but Homeboy's teeth got knocked out in that fight. And it was actually funny because Glover Teixeira had him in the up against the cage, and he's like, "Hey man, I just wanted to say sorry. It's part of the job." And Lionheart's all, "Oh man, it is what it is," while he's getting pounded on.
Yeah, bro, it was hilarious. Hey, but the dude came back after getting defeated like that, mentally, physically, emotionally.
His house got broken into.
To come back, and even though the win wasn't how he would have wanted it, it's still good for him.
Yeah, and not only that, but Jimmy Crute's still pretty young in his career, so this was just clearly a checkers versus chess game. I think Lionheart needs that top-tier opponent, but I also think he needed to get back in the win column with a couple wins in a row, and this is a good way for him to go. And, I really hope Jimmy Crute starts getting on track and gets a couple better matched opponents, because this clearly was a bad matchup.
Yeah. I mean, he said himself, he's like, where is this going to take me that I haven't been before already? Like, not even disrespectfully. Matter of fact, respectfully saying it. It was just hilarious, though. He had Homeboy doing the stanky leg. It was crazy.
Yeah, what's really messed up, though, is if you go back and look on our Instagram at Combat Sports Breakdown, you'll notice that we got the post-fight interview posted, and Lionheart doesn't really discredit Jimmy Crute, but he kind of just talks about how experience is what made him the better fighter in this fight. Nothing to take away from Jimmy Crute, but experience was king in that one. So that was the first fight on the pay-per-view.
And that's literally what he was preaching when he was, if you're his opponent, of course you're going to take it disrespectful, towards you. He's talking about you, but he was just saying like, dude, I got way too much experience. So there you go. Wisdom wins.
All right. So in the second fight, you have really, really unfortunate event. You have Uriah Hall versus Chris Weidman, and I was super, super pumped for this fight. So let's talk about the lead up. This fight is a rematch that's 11 years old. This is a fight that happened on the New York amateur scene. And at the same time, you have in the lead up to this fight during this camp, Chris Weidman's father-in-law was hit and killed by someone that trains at his gym. And it was a total accident. You can go back and look at the cameras, which they did. And it was just a series of unfortunate events. But his father-in-law was killed by someone who trains at his gym. And that's just sad, man. To go through a loss like that.
Holy crap. I did not know that, bro. That's the type of stuff you can't make up, man. Wow.
And then here we go. Let's just get right into it. 17 seconds in, Chris Weidman throws the first leg kick of the fight. It gets checked and pause. Before we talk about what happened at that check, let's reverse about, I don't know, maybe 7 years when Chris Weidman checked Anderson Silva's leg and Anderson Silva's leg snapped. Okay, play. We're back in present time. Chris Weidman, 17 seconds into the Uriah Hall fight, throws a kick. Uriah Hall checks it. Chris Weidman goes to step back on the leg that he threw, and it was already broke. It was disgusting. Man. It was sad. It was unfortunate. And Uriah Hall, being the gentleman he said, you know, I owe him this match. He gave me a rematch that's 11 years old. And no matter what my rank is, when he's healthy and if he wants it, it's his rematch. So awesome to be said, but Jesus effing Christ. That was disgusting. It's on our page. Like I said, at Combat Sports Breakdown. Alex, what's your take on that?
Oh, man. I could go for days about this one. It's just me. It's just crazy because Weidman was just talking about how he'll throw Johnny Bones Jones around like a rag doll. I really low key believed him, man. And this happened to him. I'm like, damn. I wanted to see the Weidman John Jones. Either one of them was gonna get shut out no matter what. You know what I mean? That's a knockout. Ain't nobody walking out of there with a decision. But it sucks, man. It's like, what about Anderson Silva, bro? You see his reply instantly?
I actually didn't see what he said. What did he say?
Bro, he was like, off the bat, he's like, man, don't quote me. I don't know the word for word, but he was just saying, like, I feel your pain. I was there. Be strong, be brave. God's with you, in his own words, and just fight through that battle.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you really can say. But, I mean, the All-American Chris Weidman, man, we've been watching him for a long time. And anyone who knew the scene around when the lead up to Chris Weidman versus Anderson Silva happened, it was this big buildup. And everybody who was behind the scenes was saying Chris Weidman was going to run right through this guy. Everybody, all the fighters that are backstage, everybody. And then all the people on the outside, all the fans, all the amateurs, everybody who didn't know what was going on for real was thinking, oh, Anderson Silva is going to win this. And what happened? Chris Weidman ran straight through Anderson Silva, a 13-time, 14-time title defense.
Till this day, I still remember. To me, Anderson Silva made UFC.
Anderson Silva is honestly one of my favorite fighters, and that's why I posted it on IGTV.
And, of course, you know, that's got to be goddamn everybody in our generation's favorite fucking UFC fighter, you know? But just how the irony in this whole thing, bro, like, how crazy is it that your career launched extremely off the charts after that happened because you got some legit fights and you defended the title. And now, like, I don't want to say it, that it's ending it, but it's just like a big pause in your career.
And then here's another trippy thing to consider. Uriah Hall's last fight, Anderson Silva.
Whoa.
So Anderson Silva, Chris Weidman were his back-to-back fights. And so he knocks out Anderson Silva and then turns around and this happens to Chris Weidman. So talk about an ironic situation.
God works in mysterious ways, I tell you.
So in the lead up to the podcast today, I was actually going back and looking to see what was going on with Weidman. This morning, he went through a successful surgery. His wife posted the Weidman family strong. So, you know, they thank Dana White for actually helping out and making sure his surgery was taken care of. We've actually been hearing about the UFC's old insurance company giving a lot of people a headache. So glad to see Dana White stepping in and making sure that's not a thing.
Dana White need to step out and pay these men, John Jones and Ngannou, man. Come on.
Yeah, did you actually see what Jake Paul said about that?
Bro, he had me dying. I can't stand that dude, but he be spitting some truth in his nonsense.
Yeah, so basically, if you didn't see it, Jake Paul called Dana White out and said, hey, man, you basically talked all this shit and then ended up not betting the $1 million like you said you would. You let Ben Askren train, use your facility, hooked him up with Freddie Roach. You still refused to pay up on the bet. And then at the end of the day, you won't pay your fighters either. He said, his quote was, pay each man $10 million plus pay-per-view, which I don't think that's all that crazy. For that fight, hell no. We're back to full capacity. You could definitely get that fight done, and you could pay those men that price.
Very easily, if you ask me. Dana White's got to be a fucking billionaire by now with all these fucking crazy fights, especially after this card, bro. Man, I didn't even see the prelims, but I heard that shit was crazy.
Yeah, we're going to end up going over the prelims in our next episode just so we could fully cover it. Like I said, we got a bunch of stuff going on. We got everything set up for this episode so we could get another quick, short one out. But like I said, we're going to cover everything in the next one. But just to speak on Dana White, man, how about how big that motherfucker is, dude. Lay off the juice just a little bit. Maybe you'd be able to pay your guys if you didn't inject it all into your fucking chest, shoulders, and ass. I cannot believe how big he looked. He looked like a white Incredible Hulk, dog.
That's hilarious. Bro, that's fucking hilarious. I was thinking the same shit. Is that your third cycle? What is it?
It had to be his 54th, dog. That shit is ridiculous. He literally looked like he was the whole gap between the two tables at the post-fight press conference. The whole gap. If you look, there used to be a gap between Dana White and each table. Now he's the whole gap. It is ridiculous. Dude, lay off a cycle. Please. Oh man, we're watching the Padre game versus Dodgers right now. We're San Diego Padre fans, so we're real hype on this one. So if we pause or get caught off guard or celebrate on air, so be it.
Yeah, I will not apologize for that at all.
Yeah, go Padres. So anyways, on to the 3 title fights. The first of 3 was Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Andrade. And let me just say, Valentina came into this one with a chip on her shoulder, man. She literally ran through this girl, and I did not think that was going to happen. Honestly, before they sized up and faced off, I was thinking Jessica was the bigger woman, like wider maybe, but Valentina just was huge compared to this chick. And Jessica really hasn't been outmanned or outsized, and she's been in 135. She used to be a heavy hitter at 135. And then let me just give you this stat. She went 7 for 7 on her takedowns. She did not miss a single takedown attempt.
Holy shit. Shevchenko, right?
Yeah. That's the first woman to ever go
succeed
7 for 7 in a fight that long.
Wow.
Yeah. Super impressive. And if you did not see the finish, we have the highlights. We have all the highlights on our page, actually. Like I said, at Combat Sports Breakdown.
Talk about a scientist with gloves on, homie. She fucking went in and just destroyed her with her science of the game.
Secret agent. She's a literal Russian spy, bro. I swear. 7 languages, trained with guns. I don't even know what to say about her that isn't true. You could literally make up a lie and it's probably true.
Like, honest to God. What can't this woman do, man? She looks like a nightmare when she's ready to go. But when she's not and she's dolled up, man.
Absolutely beautiful, bro. It's insane. And then she has a beautiful sister who's a model and a fighter. So it's just insane. These Shevchenko girls are absolutely outrageous.
Shoot it in the comments. Shevchenko or Joanna? I'm going with Joanna.
Ooh, I don't know about that one. I think I might have to go with Valentina. That's actually a good debate. Hit us up in our comments and let us know which one you think is more violent and more dolled up. So you got to do both. You can't do one. And if you got another female you want to nominate, let us know. And so let's talk about this highlight. So you have a quick takedown. I believe it was round 2. And she body locked her, took her down, and then just kind of locked her up in a crucifix, a top crucifix. She had one arm trapped with her arms and her shoulder. And then she had the other one trapped with her legs in like a leg triangle on her arm. And she was just punching her, hammer fist. And then she started the elbows. And when she saw a little cut, she went ham on those elbows, man.
That's what you call literally a human shark on land. Like, she don't need water. She saw blood. She smelt it. She went at it. It's just crazy. I've never seen this Brazilian chick so outdueled in every fucking thing. Like, to me, she looked lost. Like, she couldn't fucking believe it. She's like, what the fuck? I gave it my all this training camp, and she's still she's having her way with me, like crazy.
Yeah, so she ended up getting a round 2 finish, I believe it was. We'll have to go back and double check on the rounds. We'll do a fact check next episode, just kind of make sure we kind of close up all our ends on that. But that was a fantastic fight. I'm a huge Shevchenko fan. I wanted her to win. We didn't really make picks for this fight. We had a whole bunch of stuff going on, like I said, so we didn't really make picks for 261. This was a fantastic card, though. If you didn't see it, we have the whole pay-per-view on our page pretty much. And if you need any more, hit me up. I got the full fights recorded. So, back to the pay-per-view. The second title fight and the second to last fight, co-main event, you have Weili Zhang versus Rose Namajunas. And, whew, man, oh man, was this crazy.
THUG.
Thug Rose, man. And little PS, at the after fight,